Ready to learn something new about Audemars Piguet? Picture this. Louis Audemars teamed up with his childhood friend Edward Auguste Piguet, who was already a skilled watchmaker himself. In 1875, they founded the company Audemars Piguet et in les Brassus, a small village in the Vallée des Joux, Switzerland. This partnership marked the beginning of the Audemars Piguet brand. From the start, Audemars Piguet distinguished itself with a commitment to craftsmanship and innovation. The company's early pocket watches gained attention for their precision and complexity. Louis Audemars' expertise in complications, as showcased in his graduation project, set the tone for the brand's future. One of Audemars Piguet's notable achievements came in 1892 when they produced the world's first minute-repeating movement for wristwatches. This accomplishment solidified the brand's reputation for pushing the boundaries of traditional watchmaking. As time progressed, Audemars Piguet continued to innovate, introducing the first skeleton watch in 1934. This design, where the movement's intricate details are visible through the dial, became a hallmark of the brand. In 1972, Audemars Piguet made history again with the launch of the Royal Oak, designed by Gerald Genta. The Royal Oak was the world's first high-end sports watch, made of stainless steel, challenging conventions and redefining the luxury watch market. Today, Audemars Piguet remains a prestigious and influential player in the watchmaking industry, known for its commitment to craftsmanship, innovation, and iconic designs like the Royal Oak and Royal Oak Offshore. The dynamic duo of Audemars and Piguet had a well-balanced partnership. Jules Louis Audemars, with his prowess in crafting intricate and complicated movements, and Edward Auguste Piguet, possessing a keen business acumen, formed the foundation of Audemars Piguet. While Audemars focused on creating high-quality movements, Piguet took charge of the commercial side, showcasing a talent for sales and business expansion. Their collaboration proved to be highly successful, leading to the establishment of Audemars Piguet as a prominent name in the watch industry. Audemars Piguet's reach extended globally under Piguet's management, with offices in major cities like Geneva, London, Berlin, Paris, and New York. However, it's noteworthy that during this period, Audemars Piguet was primarily a movement manufacturer rather than a watchmaker. The brand's name Audemars Piguet didn't carry the same weight and recognition it does today. It wasn't synonymous with quality or luxury, and it certainly didn't evoke images of the iconic octagonal timepiece, the Royal Oak, which hadn't been introduced at that point. The transformative journey of Audemars Piguet was still in its early stages. In the early days, Audemars Piguet, like many other watchmakers of its time, operated as a business-to-business supplier. The company served as an original equipment manufacturer, or OEM, crafting movements for other prestigious watchmakers rather than selling directly to the public. Despite being relatively young, Audemars Piguet gained recognition for producing some of the world's most intricate and consequently high-risk movements. The brand became a sought-after supplier for renowned names such as Bulgari, Cartier, and Tiffany. These luxury brands recognized the exceptional craftsmanship of Audemars Piguet and enlisted their expertise for creating movements. It wasn't until the beginning of the 20th century that Audemars Piguet shifted its business model to sell directly to the public. At this point, they began acquiring cases and dials, assembling watches in their La Brassus workshop. While the operational landscape has evolved, Audemars Piguet's commitment to excellence remains steadfast. In the contemporary era, Audemars Piguet stands as a technical powerhouse, blending cutting-edge technology with traditional craftsmanship. The brand's facility is a manifestation of their dedication to creating exquisite timepieces. With around 2,000 employees, Audemars Piguet has grown into an industry giant, serving as an inspiration for many smaller watch brands striving to achieve similar heights. The initial workspace of Edward Auguste Piguet and Jules Louis Audemars stood in stark contrast to the sophisticated facilities of today. Describing it as a building might create an inaccurate image, as it was, in fact, a house. This wasn't a bustling industrial town, it was a rural farming village, and they had to work with what was available. The timing of Audemars and Piguet's business venture wasn't particularly favorable. Swiss watchmaking was transitioning from a cottage industry that provided additional income for farmers during the winter season to a nationally recognized field. Companies like Jaeger-LeCoultre were consolidating various stages of watchmaking under a single roof, and IWC was pioneering repeatable industrial processes for mass production. In this evolving landscape, the prospects for two young watchmakers from the countryside seeking independence were diminishing rapidly. Despite the challenges, Audemars Piguet possessed a trump card: the extraordinary watchmaking skills of Jules Louis Audemars. If he were merely a competent or even an excellent watchmaker, the business might not have thrived. However, Jules had a unique ability to create incredible high-complication watches with a level of quality that remains astonishing to this day. Over the years and decades, the business persisted in the small farming village of Le Brassus. Even after the passing of Audemars and Piguet, the company stayed rooted in Le Brassus, passing down to the next generation with Paul-Louis Audemars and Paul-Edouard Piguet. The brand remained in its original location until 1950, employing fewer than 30 people. Remarkably, during the quartz crisis, Audemars Piguet continued to adhere to its identity as a traditional family-run watchmaker. Against all odds, the brand not only survived, but thrived. Today, the modern and impressive facility is still located in La Brassus, with Jasmine Audemars, the granddaughter of Jules, serving as the chair of the board. The enduring legacy is a testament to Audemars Piguet's commitment to its heritage and craftsmanship. As Audemars Piguet sought to elevate its brand by creating watches for its own name, a significant step was taken by revisiting Jules' graduation project in 1882. This endeavor marked a promising beginning and was further enhanced in 1899 with the introduction of an even more complex watch presented at the Paris World Fair. This exceptional timepiece boasted a grand and petite sonnerie, a minute repeater over 3 gongs, an alarm, a perpetual calendar, and a split-second chronograph, featuring all second hands as deadbeat. Surprisingly, Universal Genève promptly acquired the watch, rehousing it as its own creation. However, nestled between these two grand watches in 1889, another timepiece, less extravagant but arguably more impactful, was born. Diverging from the pocket watches of the time, this creation was a wristwatch, notably the first ever to feature a minute repeater. The achievement was remarkable, securing a world first for Audemars Piguet and etching its name in horological history. What makes this wristwatch even more intriguing is that it didn't bear the Audemars Piguet name on its dial, nor any other brand. Adopting a savvy approach to brand building, Audemars Piguet, like many small businesses, began establishing its reputation by crafting unique commissioned pieces for discerning clients. While the watches may not have been lining jewelers' displays immediately, creating bespoke timepieces for specific patrons was a strategic move toward fulfilling the vision Jules and Edward harbored for the brand. The individual who commissioned the unique minute repeater wristwatch was none other than Louis Brand, a notable figure in the watchmaking industry. Louis Brand was the proprietor of a company that not only crafted timepieces, but also held the distinction of being the largest manufacturer in all of Switzerland, producing a staggering 100,000 units annually. Interestingly, Louis Brand's watchmaking venture was none other than Omega. Remarkably, the minute repeater wristwatch created for Louis Brand by Audemars Piguet is still on display in the Omega Museum today. Thank you for tuning in to this video here in Ventichic. If you found it enjoyable, consider giving it a like and subscribing to the channel for more content. Feel free to share your thoughts in the comments below and let us know if there are specific watches you'd like to see featured in our upcoming videos. Stay tuned for more.